I have a whole bunch of products, and we're going to talk about these products plus 2 more baskets of eyeshadow palettes today. So let's get started. Hey everybody, and welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Sheena, and makeup is like therapy for me. Today I'm doing my August ranking of my palettes and review of the new products that I've added into my collection this month. Some of these products came into my collection last month, but I just wasn't done reviewing them yet. So now that I'm done reviewing all of them, so there's some that are a little bit older and some that are a little bit newer. But let's get started. First, we're going to talk about this Jelly Blush from Rimmel London. I had it laying on its side in my drawer and it fell over. This blush lifted my foundation and made such a huge mess. The only reason why I was able to make this work was because I had a purple powder blush that I put on over it. So this is not something I will be using again. This is something I will be decluttering. Okay, next is the Ulta Beauty Ulta Matte Lashes Multitasking Mascara, and I have actually only used this once or twice, I can't remember, and I'm gonna keep using it a little bit longer because I haven't used it that much. I didn't love it the first time that I used it, but I'm not gonna declutter it yet, and you may see it again. Okay, this is a product that I have had for a while, and that's the L'Oreal Infallible 24-Hour Fresh Wear Foundation in a Powder, and I have it in color 140 Golden Beige, which is actually now too dark for me because I have lost my tan from when we went to the beach. I just haven't been outside enough, but I do really enjoy it. It's super nice for like just easy day, put on a little bit of it. My dog is talking to me, but then when I look at her, she just ignores me. So I'll be hanging on to it and hopefully using it again next year. Next is this blush I got from Patrick Ta. It is called Do We Know Her? And I haven't used the cream as much as I would like to. I've used the powder by itself several times. I've used the cream and the powder together several times. I do really enjoy it, and it is something that I definitely would recommend because I've even considered picking up other colors of this blush because I do kind of want to get into a little bit of the cream shadows. Okay, next is the LA Colors Shimmer Liner in the color Party Time, and this is a pretty purple, but it takes like 5 or 6 times. I mean, like, that was like 10 times across on my hand, if not more. And it just doesn't really show up all that well. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and declutter this. I have a silver one as well, and I'm probably gonna declutter it also. Okay, next is this About Face. It is the Painted Lip Color Matte in the color Not Your Baby, and I love this lippy. It is so pretty. It goes on super matte and it dries down really well. It doesn't transfer. It stays for hours even with eating and drinking. I want to get like every color, but I'm trying to behave myself. So right now I'm not getting any other colors, but I definitely see myself getting more colors in the future. Okay, next I have this ColourPop Cheek Dew Serum Blush in the color Fairy Kingdom, and I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. Like, it was kind of in the middle. I'm gonna keep it and keep using it. Hopefully I will, you know, either decide that I hate it or I'll figure out how to make it work for me. Okay, next I have this Ulta Beauty Poreless Face Primer, and I have used this multiple times and I realize it just doesn't do good with my makeup. It just makes my makeup look absolutely horrible, and because of that I'm gonna declutter it. I don't like it. I spend too much time putting my makeup on for something to ruin it. Next, I have this Ulta Beauty Matte Eye Primer in the color Nude. And I really only used this once, and I did not love it. I didn't feel like it helped my eyeshadow. So I'm actually going to go ahead and declutter this because I felt like it hurt my eyeshadow and made it look worse. Okay, this is the NYX Multi-Use Face Stick in the color Vanilla Ice Cream. And it's one of those, I don't love it, I don't hate it. I mean, it does, like, it makes, like, it, you know, it'll make, it does what it's supposed to do. I just am still kind of getting used to using it because it's just different than what I'm used to. But, I mean, I do enjoy it. I think I need to use it more than I have so that I can say, yeah, I really like this a lot, because it's not my absolute favorite, but it's not absolutely horrible. And I mean, I am going to keep using it, so if that tells you anything, I do at least like it enough to keep it. Okay, next I have the Ulta Beauty Lip Stain. I don't own any other lip stains other than this one. I really enjoyed it. Like, I have a lip gloss on, so I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to give it a go. And I feel like it just makes my lips look so pretty. So I actually plan on picking up some more lip stains from Ulta Beauty because I really enjoy this lippy. And tell me, what is your favorite lip stain formula? Like, who makes your favorite lip stain? Okay, next I have the Ulta Beauty Velvet Matte Liquid Lipstick. And I'm not going to put this one on, but I do enjoy this one. It's not like my absolute favorite. It's a little drier than I would prefer, but I'm not going to get rid of it at this time unless I just get to a point where I'm like, oh, I'm not reaching for that, and then I would get rid of it during a big declutter. So that was my individual products that I used this month, and now I'm ready to get into the eyeshadow palettes. And I actually have like 20, and I'm filming this a little bit early, so there's one palette that I'm gonna use, the one that you saw yesterday in today's reel, or yesterday and the day before's reels, or shorts, whichever you're watching this on. But I haven't used that palette yet, so I'm not ranking it yet, and I may end up forgetting to rank it, so we'll just see what happens. I've kind of got some stuff going on, and I wanted to film this now because I had the time. And even though, no, I don't have any makeup on, I've put makeup on twice today, maybe three times today. 2 different times I washed it off because I didn't like how it looked and I was redoing it. And then the second time when I decided to wash it off, I was like, I'm just not putting any back on because both of my eyes are watering and bothering me. So I'm like, I might just need to chill for a minute. Okay, so we're gonna start in the 20th place. I think that's right. Let me look real fast. Okay, 20 would include the eyeshadow palette that I have not used yet. So actually starting in 19th place with the Ulta brand palettes, and I'm ranking these together. If I had to rank them separate, I would rank this one a little bit higher than this one. but I used these together, which is why I'm ranking them together. And I really like the color story of this one, but I really just don't like the color payoff. It just really lacks, and you have to really just dig at it and get a lot of product out of there and build it up to get to the color. So I mean, this was a free palette and a gift, so I'm not like complaining about it. I'm definitely going to use it again because I do like the colors in it, but that's why it's coming in at the 19th place. And I've only used this one once still. I do still want to use it again. Sorry about that, guys. I had to cut the music down so that I could film. And now that the dogs don't have their blaring loud music, they want to bark. So hopefully they'll behave, but if not, I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay. In 18th place is ColourPop Fundae, and I ranked this palette in this position because I really felt like I didn't love that the two mattes were both light shades and that my darkest shade was a shimmer. If I had had like a light pink and a darker pink matte, that probably would have worked better. I used another palette with the same color story, but I don't know if it made it into this month's ranking. But if it did, you'll see it later on. So let's just get going. So that's why this one came in number 18. Next is number 17, and that's Juvia's Place in the Sweet Pinks. And the reason why I ranked this one where I did is because the variety of colors is kind of lacking. And I mean, there are several different eyeshadow looks you can do, but some of the colors just don't really go good together, and that's why I ranked this one where I did. Okay, next is ColourPop LaBelle of the Ball, and I really did enjoy this palette. It is simply ranking where it is because of the pressed glitter that is in here. Did not love the pressed glitter, and that's really the only reason why it ranked as low as it did, is because of the pressed glitter. So that's why it came in at 16th place. In 15th place is Juvia's Place, I Live, I Love. And I did enjoy this palette, but this was a palette that the colors just didn't really blend together very well, and I didn't really love how they looked together, which is why it came in at 15th place. Okay, 14th place is JCat Beauty Once Upon a Time, and I do really enjoy this palette. It is very pretty and very much my color story, but a lot of the colors in this palette are similar, and it makes it where you don't come up with a ton of different eyeshadow looks. I mean, I could come up with several, but for a 15 pan palette, I really want to be able to come up with more looks than just like monochromatic. And I mean, I know I have hooded eyelids, so it makes it kind of harder to see things, but I mean, I did a pink and purple look and it just looked pink to me, so that was kind of disappointing. Okay, next in 13th place is ColourPop Set on Sapphire, and I do really enjoy this color story. I did make a very pretty eye look with this, and I did like it a lot, and it did come out very pretty. The only reason why this palette is in 13th place is because it's a quad that I can really only do one eyeshadow look with. So I just don't feel like it gives very much variety. Okay, next in 12th place is ABH Norvina 1, and I had a lot of fun playing with this palette. You can see it is very large and very colorful. I did 2 different looks with this palette, and honestly I probably could have done even more than that. I only allowed 2 days for using this palette, and so that was only 2 looks. But I could definitely see these palettes coming up again for more looks down the road, because right now they're set up to do 2 palettes, 2 looks each, but I did very, very much enjoy that palette, and I had a lot of fun with it, and that's why it's coming in at 12th place. Okay, next in 11th place is Adept and Kodanne. And when I first grabbed this palette, my initial thought was hot pink. Hot pink is like my favorite color. But I ended up using this green for my matte instead, and I can't even remember. I want to say I did like a green and blue and like gold look, and it came out really pretty. But the reason why I ranked this palette where I did is because of its lack in matte shadows. It's just hard to do a whole lot with the palette when it only has 2 matte shadows. I do love my Adept palettes, and I do love pairing my Adept palettes with other palettes. I just need something that I can use a little bit more for, like for my ranking. I'm only using that palette, so that does make it a little tougher to do, and that's why it ranked at number 11. Okay, let me grab my other basket of palette and we will get started at number 10. Coming in at number 10 is Juvia's Place and the Blushed Rose. And I really enjoyed this palette a lot more than the other Juvia's Place palette. It does have a lot more color varieties than the pink one did. That just made it easier. Like I could do an all pink look, I could do an all orange look, I can do an orange and pink look. Just kind of mix things up. Well, no, I can't do an all orange look unless I'm doing all mattes, because I don't have a matte orange. So this palette, if it had a matte orange, that would be super cute. Maybe replace one of these 2 shadows, maybe this one, and put a matte orange. But I really enjoyed it, and yeah, so that's why it came in number 10. Next is GlamLite and Scooby Doo, and I think I've ranked this palette before. I honestly don't remember. I think I did a purple and orange look with this palette, and I did it trying to do like something else than what I always do, and it just didn't, this palette, I mean, like I did a purple and orange look and it looked really good, but this palette just overwhelms me, and that's why it's not coming in any higher than it is, and that's why it is in the 9th place. Coming in at 8th place is JCat Beauty and Peak Time, and this is a very pretty rainbow palette. I had a lot of fun playing with this rainbow palette. I did 2 looks and I used almost every single color in this palette, and it just looked so pretty, and I had so much fun with it. It does have kind of a like a chemically odor, but I don't remember it having that when I used it, so I hope it's not like getting old. So, but the odor I don't remember before. The odor is something that I only remember now, and I have my list on my phone, and my phone keeps turning off, and I'm having a hard time keeping it on. I'm trying my best, but that's why JCat Beauty is in the 8th place, is because I had a lot of fun playing with it, and I would definitely use it again. Okay, coming in at number 7 is ColourPop and Wild Child. I used this palette to do a latte look, or latte makeup look, and I used this and a ColourPop, I can't think of what they're called. Oh my goodness. Little single shadows from ColourPop. I used this and one of those to do a latte makeup look, and this palette really surprised me. I'm not a neutral person. I don't love neutral, and I'm usually not one that gravitates to neutral, but I wanted to do that little fun thing, or the little latte makeup look, so that's why I decided to do the natural look, you know, to do the sorry. That's why I decided to use the Wild Child and use the natural palette, the neutral palette, to do that look, and it surprised me. I absolutely loved it, and I thought about doing it again. Like, I thought about doing it for tonight, but that's another time to talk. Okay, coming in at number 6 is Klarity Cosmetics and Safari palette. This palette is discontinued, and I really hate that because I love this color story. I think it is so much fun. It is so fun to use and work with, and I absolutely love it. Every time I use this, I come up with something different, and I love this color story. To be a 9-pan palette, it is so versatile, and yeah. Okay, I have to hold my dog now. Okay, so that was number 6. Coming in at number 5 is Natasha Denona and the Mini Love palette. And I think this was just a palette that was on my list of palettes to use for my reels, and that's why I used this. But I really enjoyed it, and I haven't been big on Natasha Denona's formula. I actually only have mini palettes, these and the ones that are 5 pans but bigger, and that's because I haven't loved the formula. But after using this one, now I want to get one of the bigger ones. I'm hoping to get one on Poshmark here soon, and we'll see. I would really like to get the Love palette on Poshmark. Okay, this is the only palette that came into my collection new this month, and it is ranking at number 4, and it is NBA Cosmetics and DD with Sunset Beach. This palette, I went on and on about how pretty it is and all the variety of looks that you can make with it in my video. I do have a video for all of these palettes, so I'll try to remember and link them down in the description box below, but if not, you can go back and look at my channel and you should be able to find them. But this palette is just so pretty. My only complaint about it, which is the only reason why it's coming in at 4 instead of higher, is these two oranges, they swatch, and they swatch so similar to each other that it was a little bit of a disappointment. But other than that, I mean, I loved it. I had so much fun, and I definitely see this being a palette that I'll use again and again. Okay, coming in at number 3 is an all-time favorite, and that is the GlamLite and Cake palette. And I had a lot of fun playing with this palette. This palette is so pretty, and I really just want to do like look after look after look with this palette. Like literally, like, let's do a look, wash it off, do another look, wash it off. And I actually bought one of those. It's like the silicone eyes for being able to do it, but it is so much different doing it on silicone versus skin, and I can't make it look right on the face, which is why I haven't used it online. But I mean, I absolutely love this palette. It's so pretty and so much fun, and probably one of my favorite rainbow palettes. Okay, coming in at number 2 is Klarity Cosmetics and Evil Mermaid. And this palette is, again, it is a green, purple, blue, gorgeous, just under the water palette. I always have so much fun playing with this palette every time I use it, and I'm glad I got to use it again this month. And then coming in First place is Adept Cosmetics and House of L. This palette is no longer available. It was a limited edition palette that they had, I want to say last summer, and it's so pretty. I mean, it's just so pretty. This is another palette that I could do multiple looks with, and it's only 9 shadows, and I mean, I just love it. Like, it has 3 mattes, and because I can do so many more looks with it than I can the Kodanne palette, that's why this one ranked number 1 and the other one didn't rank any higher than it did. And you know, other than the last 2 palettes that came from Ulta Beauty, I don't really have any complaints about any of these palettes. I enjoy all of them. My biggest complaint is, like, I don't know what to do with it. Because I get overwhelmed with, like, the Scooby Doo palette. But I mean, all of these palettes are very pretty. They're very fun to play with, and they have a great formula. The only one that I had a complaint that was like, I don't like the the formula was kind of lackluster, was the palette from Ulta Beauty, and it was the free gift palette. It wasn't the actual palette that I bought. I do have 2 more palettes that I'm still going to use. I haven't used them yet, but when I use them, I will put them in a ranking. And I think that's all for today. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. It helps me and it helps my channel. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button and hit the little bell beside it so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And if you like videos with rankings and reviews, then just make sure you hang around and watch the next video that I have for you. Bye guys!